Hey lovelies, I am Terri Wheat and I wanted to share my tips and tricks for a nude lip with you. Now, if you are like me and think I just can't wear a nude lip, it does not look good at me, then stay listening because I felt like that for years and it took some working before I could get it right, and I have several tricks that I think will help anyone to be able to wear the lightest of shades, the lightest nude lip, any color they want. So I'm going to use the lightest lip and cheek color we have today, which is Ballerina. I have also done a nude lip with our highlight colors. You can do that as well if you want a super pale nude lip. It will all look good. The first step in perfecting your nude lip is that you need to contour your lips. You need to line your lips with a darker color, and if you don't do that and you put the really pale shade on, it is going to look like you have no lips. It's gonna look like it erases your lips. And so the first thing we're going to do is, now I do this with a number of colors. Sometimes I'll do it with a darker lip and cheek color, one of our satins, so that it's not too glossy, so that it stays put. It's a drier formulation and is completely opaque. But I also, a lot of times, will use my contour color, which for me is Astoria. Sometimes I have some other warmer ones and some other lighter contours that I like to play with if I'm looking for different looks, and sometimes I'll use some of those just depending on exactly what I'm looking for. But today we're just going to keep it simple and we are going to do it with Astoria, and I'm going to show you that one because it's a really dark contour, just to show you that you can totally do that. Now, it is going to look a little crazy before it gets better, so bear with me and stick with it, and it won't take us long. So I use my multitasker brush, and I use the big paddle brush end, and I use the side of it. This is also what I use to contour my nose, and what I use a lot of times to add my lip color if I want a heavier concentration of color. So I'm going to line outside my lips, and that will make it look like you have larger lips. We will blend this out a little, so it's not going to look this dramatic. You may need to or want to play around. Some people, you know, some people have a lot of color to their lips, some people have very little, some people have a really defined ridge along their lips, and some people have a really smooth one, and everyone has a different shaped mouth, and so you may want to play around a little bit. Some people like to line outside of the center of their lips and then bring it inside the line of their lips as they get closer to the outside. So play around, see what you like. Today, I'm gonna go ahead and do the full thing just to show you completely outside of the lips, to make my lips look bigger and to show you what that looks like. And we're gonna blend it out. We're not gonna leave it this crazy. It's gonna look weird before it gets better. And so I just go along and make sure that it's kind of even on both sides and smooth and even along it. Okay, all right, a little crazy, I know. Okay, so then we are going to go in, and like I said, I'm gonna use Ballerina, and I'm going to use it with my fingers so that it just gives us a light wash of color. And I'm going to coat my lips with it. And you'll want to smooth out your lips as you put it on. because otherwise as you're talking and smiling, you're going to, the fine lines, if you have fine lines there yet, are going to show, and you don't want those to be bare. It'd look weird. So make sure you also smooth it out to get those in those crevices. And then I kind of put it a little bit on the top of the ridge of my lips, the real ridge, and that will get the color on about half of the contour line we did, maybe 2/3 of it. It won't go over it. It'll kind of set it and coat the top a little. You can blend it out with just the Astoria, but I feel like it looks even bigger if I put another little liner over it. And so I'm gonna go into Nude, which is one of our satin lip and cheek colors, and it's totally opaque. And that's just gonna give us a little more dimension to it, and I'm just gonna go right over the contour with that. So it's an extra optional step you don't have to do, but I just like the look even better when I do it. And if I'm not talking and thinking and instructing and just doing a quick one, I can do this in like 2 minutes. It's quick. And if you're looking for a nude lip, you might as well get it right. And the great thing about this is that, like, even when I eat or whatever and like wipe my lips with a napkin, it's not going to leave a ring around your lips because we're gonna buff that out. And also the lip and cheeks do a really good job of staying on your lips. So even when I use a napkin, I feel like there's still a stain of color, like if I'm using another one that has more color to it. And so they do a good job with that. Okay, so now I also like kind of a glossier nude lip. If you like a more matte nude lip, you can totally leave it like that. I like to go over it with Seint just to give me a little bit of a gloss. And Seint is a really light color. It's a gloss, and so it's pretty sheer. And it's a similar color to Ballerina, so it's not going to really change the color so much as it's just gonna add a little bit of shine. Now, if you are using Seint or one of our glosses to make your nude lip and you like a matte lip, then all you need to do, we also have powder tin, and you can just take a little powder and you can blot it on your lip to mattify your gloss lipstick or lip and cheek color. Okay, so that just gave us a little bit of shine. And then the other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the detail brush, and I love it for the little bunny tail end. It's real small, soft, and I just barely, soft as a feather, kind of go over it a little bit just to blend it a little, not too much, because you need that shadow, you need that contouring there, but enough that it doesn't look like dramatic, that people are really going to, you know, have their eyes drawn to it. And if it's still a little, like if you feel like you overdrew your lips a little too much, then sometimes I like smooth in like that with my fingers and kind of press it inward so that you're bringing the line inward and keeping it in check and under control a little. If you got a little dark, just sweep it in, go over it. And then the final touch and the final tip that I like to do is I like to put a little bit of illuminator over the center of my lips. And I do this with all kinds of lip and cheeks. I don't do it every day, but I do it often, especially if I just want like a glossy, juicy lip, like my lips are bigger than they are. And I feel like a nude lip is really good for that. It really draws attention. It gives a modern look if you have like a glam eye or whatever. I'm gonna go into Dolce. It's just one of our cream illuminators, and just put a little bit, and I'm gonna put it at the center of my lips. And a lot of people like to put it at the top of that ridge of their Cupid's bow too. Just to bring a little shine there, just to give a little more drama and shine to make it look like your lips are bigger. To make it look like the light is hitting the center of your lips. Oh, one final thing that I didn't mention. So this is my basic nude lip. Now, if I am using something as light and pale as Ballerina, sometimes I want a little more color. Sometimes, depending on what I'm wearing and everything, I'll go ahead and keep it like this. But sometimes I want a little bit more color, but I still want a nude lip. And then I'll go into like Summer Love or something that's still along the same lines, but it still has a little bit of color. Summer Love is pink and I think it's a gloss. And so it's got kind of a sheer wash. It's similar to your lip color and it won't take away from the integrity of your nude lip, but it will give you just a little bit of color. And I don't usually put it in the middle, depending if I feel like the middle is way too pale, then like if I got too much illuminator, then I will, and I'll put it in the middle there. But most of it, I concentrate along the outside, especially if I have already laid my illuminator. That is the basics of perfecting your nude lip. So it may take a little bit of practice. Like I said, you may have to see what you feel comfortable with, what you feel like works best for your lip shape and mechanics. But this is the way that anyone is going to be able to wear a nude lip of any color. Like I said, you can even use the highlight colors if you want a super duper pale, like skin colored nude lip, and this will work as long as you use these tips. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me a bunch and it helps you to see my videos that come out every week. And leave a comment if you like the video. I find those really encouraging and it helps me. And let me know what other videos you would like to see, what other kind of tutorials, let me know. And thanks so much for watching and I'll see you soon.